everyone. Long time no see, bitches. Welcome to Activist Collective. We are on episode 42. I'm sorry that it took me so long to get back to you guys. The news had me reeling. I'm not going to lie. The shooting of Alex Preddy after Renee Good really affected my PTSD from working in law enforcement. Excuse me while I just look at shitty little podcasts. It will always be. I'm not comfortable. And I had a hard time really focusing on getting an episode together for you. I love you. I missed you. And it's time to rant and rave, bitches. Okay? So I don't want to spend too much time on this stupid fucking State of the Union address. You know why? Because it was full of lies, nothing but lies, which is all he ever does. And nobody was ever surprised by that. The ratings for a State of the Union are usually a really good indicator of how the president is doing among his own base, because it's usually people who like the president who tune in to watch. He only had a 38% favorable rating for that State of the Union. 38, but that's lower than any president since 2016, including himself. He beat himself for the lowest rating. Dumbass. Fucking dumbass. Now, here's the thing. He's traveling to Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. He's trying to get out ahead of the midterms. Remember, he told all of the campaigning Republicans, I'm taking over, which is crazy. And he's doing nothing but driving their elections into the ground, which is, hey, fine, fucking please help. Please help them. But for Wisconsin, just so you're aware, Donald Trump is negative 10 points in Wisconsin, and in Pennsylvania, negative 15 points. They hate him. The rule is, so go Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, so go the nation. Because if you win those two, you're going to win the election. That's just kind of how they say. And right now, he's definitely losing in those two states. Big time, more than he ever has. And here's my problem. They claim that the reason he's losing is because the economy. And while I know the economy is something that affects everybody, are y'all not watching the news? Well, not the news, I guess, because the news is hiding and shielding you from the fact that they are brutalizing people in places like Minnesota and New Jersey and Maryland, that people are being brutalized and shot and killed and fucking executed. I can say that here, fucking executed. Sorry, I'm not comfortable in my chair today. I got the wiggles. I'm feeling antsy. The energy of the universe is wonky, and I know you feel it too. But I feel all the time. I feel just antsy all the time. Like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, you know? Like something bad's just around the corner, just waiting for that bad thing to happen. Take a deep breath. Okay, friends. I do want to talk about Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, who actually decided to attend the State of the Union address. And I know why they did it, and I don't blame them at all. They wanted to do to him what Marjorie Taylor Greene did to Joe Biden. Donald Trump called Somali immigrants murderers and rapists and thugs and terrorists. He said all these horrible things about some of the world's most amazing people. Why? Because they're brown. Because he can villainize brown people. And the rest of the nation will just go, oh, that's so mean, and move on with their fucking day. He can vilify brown people. And so he does. Because he can use small-minded racist people's fear and weak constitutions to scare them. Oh, look, there's more black people moving into your neighborhood. I mean, that's how it is. That's what he's doing. So Ilhan Omar stood up, and she wasted no time in calling him a liar and a murderer. She told him that he murdered, Americans. It was his fault. And it is 110% his fucking fault. Jonathan Ross may have pulled the trigger along with the other fucking dudes. I forget their names, but make no mistake. this is Donald Trump's fault, he might as well have pulled the trigger. You remember when he said I could shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue and I wouldn't lose a single vote? He meant it, and America's proving it right now. I still need to take a breath, man. I'm telling you, the reason I haven't been able to pull together a podcast is because my thoughts are so crazy jumbled right now that I cannot. I don't want to mumble and stammer through a podcast, but it seems that that's going to happen no matter what I do, right? So anyways, I support Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib in their calling him out. But if you missed it, Aliyah Rahman showed up as a guest of Ilhan Omar to the State of the Union. And she stood up during part of Donald Trump's speech. She wasn't wearing a pin, no shirt, no sign, she didn't speak a word. At one point, Aliyah Rahman stood up and they arrested her. I'm using their words, arrested her. And I watched the video. They violently pushed a woman out who was dealing with a torn rotator cuff tendon. She's already banged up from the first time her own government brutalized her. And she's still healing from that. And here they are brutalizing her fucking again. It was targeted. You could tell this shit was targeted. They saw her come in with Ilhan. They made a move for her. And they were going to get her out of there. Fuck this fucking government. Do you hear me? Fuck you so hard. Trump and Cash and Pam. Fuck you. You have destroyed the sanctity of our constitutional rights and our values, and you're brutalizing Americans. You're brutalizing immigrants. You are unfeeling monsters. You are unfeeling fucking monsters. Your cold, dead souls are going to spend fucking eternity in the deepest levels of hell for what you have done and are doing. And I will spend my last breath fighting to make sure every last one of you bitches see accountability for brutalizing Americans and immigrants, for violating constitutional rights, for fucking murder, for calling Americans who were murdered terrorists, for covering up for a pedophile, for a man accused multiple times of raping women with Jeffrey Epstein, 1993. I'm reading emails right here, not in the files. Guess where they're not? They're not in the files. From attorneys going, we got this. This is a problem. And there's an attorney telling Jeffrey Epstein, dude, you have all the ammo you need to save the country. He's telling him, save the country. Take this guy down with what you know. I wonder why he's dead. This is why I can't do a podcast. I am mentally unwell right now. Hold on. So Donald Trump even tweeted about Ilhan Omar after this SOTU. He said that they were investigating her now because of campaign finance and because she's worth $44 million. That's worth investigating her. That's over. He says she came to this country penniless as a child and now is worth $44 million. I don't know if that's true or not. But a man who's earned his billions off the backs of fucking over taxpayers, and when you entered the White House, you became a multi-billionaire with all of your scams and fucking world leaders paying you off and your fucking stupid crypto scheme. You don't fucking have a leg to stand on for calling anyone a crook, you fascist fuck. God damn. Do you know what I mean? This is a man who is accused of raping children, stealing from taxpayers, legitimately, using taxpayer-funded money to build his ballroom, taking $10 billion from taxpayers for his stupid peace program, or what, I don't even know what the name of it is, because I don't care. That's how much I don't care. What I care about is stealing $10 billion without congressional approval. The people say no, dumbass. The people whose money it is, not yours, say no. And where's Congress? Bending over and gucking for Donald Trump. Beneath the smell of shit. Anyways, he is quite literally obsessed with Ilhan Omar. He's making it a point to target her, harass her, use his politicized DOJ against her. Protect that woman at all costs. She is strong, and I love her. I love her strength. What else can we talk about? Oh, hold on. I have notes. I don't know if I want to talk about that right now. We'll talk about that at the end. It's kind of boring, but it's important. There are 120 immigrant families in St. Paul, Minnesota right now hiding because the government that gave them, these are people who have legit asylum claims, right? The government who gave them an asylum claim is now fucking hunting them. I'm not kidding. The word hunt is used properly here. They are hunting them for cash, for easy money. Anyway, if you go to the links in all of my bios, there is a fundraiser going. They're trying to raise another $15,000 to cover the rest of the rent for all 120 families. Such an amazing task to take on. Such a heavy but amazing thing you are tackling, and I'm so happy to share that information. I hope you guys will go and donate to help these families out, because a lot of times we keep saying, I'm not there, I wish I could do more, Here's what you can do. This is the do more part. You can do more here. Donate a couple bucks. If all you have is $1, if that's what you can spare, then spare it for them. Okay, because these are the neighbors that have helped protect the communities, that have looked out for your children for all these years and are now being hunted by the government. So an ICE whistleblower has come out, and I can't find his name anywhere. I think they're really protecting his name. I'm sure it would be easy to find if I tried, but I can't seem to find it. He was an attorney for Border Patrol or DHS or something. He was an instructor at these academies. He probably taught the legal portions of the classroom work. Remember, I've been to 2 academies, fire and police. So I know what goes on in these academies. And what I do know also is that when you cut the constitutional portion, the instruction on constitutional rights, when you cut that out by 2/3, the 2/3 of the lessons gone, you end up with what's happening all over the country. Rights violated, homes broken into, businesses broken into, these pigs entering buildings without warrants because they don't fucking know any better. Well, they can use that as an excuse. They didn't teach me. I didn't know. Bullshit. What he just said, what I just heard him say today was very frightening. He said, I can draw a line to all this violence from the lack of training at the academy before they made all these cuts to usher these officers out onto the streets. Alex and Renee Good were murdered before all the cuts happened. And that's what should frighten you. That the officers who shot Renee had been there for years and years. They had all the training. The agents coming out into the force now, after this training, are going to be dumb as fucking rocks. They're going to be uneducated. They're not going to know the laws. They're not going to know how to protect themselves. They're not going to have the experience. When you put a man, let's just talk about this. And I hope that this doesn't upset my male listeners, but here's the thing. MAGA men have short fuses because they don't know how to handle their emotions. And what's an emotion that men have the most of? Anger. And when they cannot control those emotions, and you put a fucking gun in their hands and you give them power, they shoot people. They start screaming like their little sisters and shooting people. This country is entirely fucked if we don't stand up. Do you know that when they showed a graph on Instagram of the ICE activity, and up here is the Renee Good and down here is the Alex Preddy, but there was a massive decline when residents started coming out in the streets exercising their Second Amendment. A rapid decline. Do with that information what you will, but that apparently was after there was this sort of riot, I guess. When the two cars were vandalized, the two ICE cars were vandalized, they had come out with their own Second Amendments, and they were like, hey, you unalive one of us, we're going to unalive one of you. It was crazy from what I saw of videos. But after that moment, apparently the activity came, crashing, not a halt. They're still there, but it went from a peak to a valley real quick. We need to do something, and we need to do something fast. America, I don't care what polls say. I don't care what numbers say. I know people will say they're a Republican and turn around and vote Democrat because they hate watching their Constitution getting used like fucking toilet paper, right? So I know that there are Republicans out there who will vote with us. I know there are independents who lean more to the left. I know that. But we need to keep talking about what is happening, what happened to Aaliyah Rockman, what happened to Liam, and what happened to the 2-month-old baby. That baby, by the way, is an American citizen born on American soil. They kept him and his mother in lockup, and when the baby got too sick, they didn't want to deal with it. They dropped him off at the closest border. Yeah, true story. If that baby wasn't sick, they would have held on to him for as long as possible because they get more tax dollars for more people being in lockup. These MAGA dumbasses screaming, we're going to save all these tax dollars and get all these here jobs as soon as the brown people are gone, are watching Donald Trump rake in more of your tax dollars and spend it on buying warehouses for long-term detention. We're tripling and quadrupling ICE and DHS's budget. Where's that waste, fraud, and abuse? Right fucking here, MAGA. You're not even paying attention. You're so busy hating the liberals, gucking on the culture war shit, that you don't realize that your tax dollars are being funneled into the pockets of Donald Trump's rich fucking friends. His friends are making bank off of your tax dollars, MAGA. While you can't pay for groceries, well, you probably lost your job, especially if you're in Tennessee at the Ford EV plant. How many of you voted for him? We told you he would do that. We fucking told you so. It was written down. It was all written down and bound for you to read. 900 pages is a lot, I understand, MAGA, but still, we asked you to read it. You called us liars. It's just a Democratic hoax. Just a Democratic hoax, Daddy said so. Except it's not. Except they're going down the fucking line, ticking off the boxes. Get rid of brown people, check. Violate citizens' constitutional rights, check. Get rid of worker protections, check. Start a war with Iran, check. Get rid of Maduro, check. Control oil in Venezuela, check. Make everybody else's country great again, check. Lie to the American people, check. Lie to my stupid ass voters because they believe everything I fucking say, check, check, check. What you gonna do, MAGA, when there is no more left to complain about? When the liberals are so right, you can't deny it anymore. I think we're at that point. We have told you time and time again how bad this man is lying to you, but you don't listen because you fucking swallowed and choked on the culture war shit. You're, oh no, there's scary trans people and rainbows. They're coming for our kids. Oh, and thank God for Moms for Liberty. God damn, where would we be without those bitches? The minivan Taliban. They helped push that culture war lie so much that they were quoting Hitler. Quoting Nazi Hitler in their fucking newsletters. True story. But yeah, you be afraid of rainbows and trans people, and while you're sitting there shaking in the corner believing they believed, they put litter boxes in school, friends. That's all I have to tell you. That should be all I have to tell you. That MAGA believed the litter box conspiracy theory. That's all I should have to tell you. That's how dumb they are. They believed that litter boxes were placed in schools for students who wanted to be identified as furries or something like that. The dumbest fucks on the face of the earth. If you believe that, I'm looking you dead in the eye and telling you, you are fucking stupid. I'm sorry, you are. You're stupid. No grown adult who does adult things and lives a moral life of integrity and goes to work and pays the bills and, just takes care of their little bubble is going to go out and believe that a teacher would put a litter box in their classroom or in a bathroom to appease furries. Kiss my ass. You are dumb. You are and I saw the videos. You're out there. I've seen you. Oh my God, they're putting litter boxes. Oh my God. Because I can. Because it's my podcast. Just a matter of time, friends, before, oh, shit. I wanted to mention, they did kill somebody. They did kill another person. That's right. In a city where there is no chase policy because of the high levels of traffic, they started chasing an immigrant who was in fear for his life. The immigrant then plowed into a woman and killed her. This wouldn't have happened if they said, oh, I guess we'll just have to go back and get him later because 1, we know who he is. 2, we know what he looks like. 3, we know his car. 4, we know his plate. 5, we know his name. We don't have to chase. But they do because they like the rush, the thrill of the power. They like the thrill of being powerful. They love the carnage they leave behind for everyone else to clean up. And I do mean carnage because they left that accident scene for everyone else. The taxpayers of Georgia had to pay for the cleanup of that accident scene, for the police to come out, the fire to come out, the EMS to come out. Not to mention the loss of life of a beloved community member. And her name is escaping me, and I'm going to find it right now because I don't want to not say her name. Dr. Linda Davis, special education teacher in Savannah, Georgia. Dr. Linda Davis. ICE is responsible for the death of Dr. Linda Davis. As a former police officer, you have to take things into account before you give chase if you care. I mean, if you care about the loss of life, but ICE doesn't. ICE doesn't care. They truly love killing. They love the loss of life. They love separating families. They love watching babies crying and sobbing for their mothers. They love it. You do, ICE. You fucking love it. You're sadists. You're fucking psychos. Leaving carnage in your wake, high-fiving on the way home. Then you go home and you tuck your babies in and you don't tell them what you did. I bet you don't say, oh, honey, aren't you so proud of me today? I ripped apart 4 families and made 3 babies cry. Oh, I might have killed somebody during my shift, but, they're brown, so who cares, right? Give daddy a pat on the back for being a super great guy. Your children are going to fucking hate you for what you've done. And we will make sure they know who you are and what you've done. So don't lie to them now. Tell them the truth. America is pissed. Pissed, and I mean furious. We are incensed. We are out of body experience pissed. And it's just a matter of time before some people go fucking crazy. And it's happening. You see it every day. You see it every day. People going bonkers. You know, MAGA, you tried telling the world you were patriots. You draped yourselves in American flags. You wrapped your trucks in American flags. You flew giant American flags on your giant phallic symbol trucks. And you were like, America, I'm a patriot. But when it came time to stand up for the rights of your fellow Americans who you disagreed with, what did you do? What did you fucking do, MAGA? I'll tell you what you did. You urged this administration on. You told them to continue violating their rights, to take their rights away, in fact. You only got scared when they started talking about those 2A rights. When Alex Preddy had a gun on his back and they started talking about you can't bring a gun to a protest, and you were like, whoa, wait a second here. That sounds a little bit like you might be coming for me now. That's when you started to care. So fuck you. You're no patriot, MAGA. You're a nationalist. Okay. There's two kinds of ways to love your country. You can love it by being a patriot, wanting to do better, having empathy, wanting to be a good neighbor to other nations, treating your citizens with respect and loyalty, speaking up when wrongs are made, or you can be a fucking nationalist. Exactly what the Nazis were. And that's what you are, MAGA. And you can't deny it. There's so much evidence behind it. You are a nationalist, the same as Nazis. You're racist, you're bigoted, you're homophobic, you're cheering on the degradation of constitutional rights for certain people who you don't like because of the color of their skin, who they love, how they pray. That's not patriotism. So on and on the cycle goes. On and on the cycle goes. Before I end this shit show of a podcast, I'm sorry, today is just a ranting day because I'm pissed. I want to talk to my fellow American voting public. You, everybody who's listening. And if you're a red hat, welcome aboard. Some polls done by the Gallup Research Center indicates that a new high has been reached in voters who identify as independents. It was in the low 40s for most of our existence while independents were being polled, and it reached a new high after 2025, and it is now at 45% with a heavy Democratic lean. That has also changed because before 2025, it had a more Republican lean. Not a heavy lean, but it was more Republican. We're at 20% of the 45% of independents, almost half, lean Democratic, while 15% lean Republican and 10% are non-leaners. This is a dangerous slope for Donald Trump because you're going to get high polls when all your polling are Republicans. You're going to get great ratings when the only people watching are Republicans or MAGA. He is living in a bubble where he thinks that he's doing great, but he also understands that there is a love loss in his party, and he's worried. So what I need everybody to understand is that this purity politics bullshit that the left tries to play with each other has got to stop. It's got to fucking stop. And if you are part of the problem, part of the people playing purity politics, I need you to put yourself in check. Because it is the third party voters during a general election that helped Donald Trump win. It is the people who talked young voters out of voting who helped Donald Trump win. And while we all stand up for Palestine and we want to stop sending money to Israel and we want to protect Palestine and rebuild Palestine. Those are all things we all want. People in that camp voted for Donald Trump because they wanted to stick it to Kamala Harris. And we said, no. The people of Palestine are very clear. They don't want you voting for Trump because he will just keep. Nope. They did it anyway. They voted for Donald Trump as a way to piss off Kamala Harris. Where is your third party queen now? Stop playing purity politics because they are playing you. The people who want to stop you from understanding the flow of money between rich white men, the people who want to get in the way of you understanding that, it's working. When you play purity politics and you start doing this third party shit and telling other people not to vote and I'm more moral than you and I care more about it than you, that's shit. Because we all want the same thing. We all just have different ways of going about it. And if you continue to push people away from the polls, push people away from politics, we will never, ever gain control of our country. And you will sentence your own children to living in fascism for the rest of their lives. Imprisonment. Sentences of imprisonment for speaking out. Is that where you want your children? Stop with the purity bullshit. I mean it. The primaries are coming up. These are the moments where you can vote your heart. Vote for the most progressive person. But when all is said and done, if you didn't participate in the primaries, you can't look at the general election and start telling Democrats, you didn't pick who I wanted, so I'm not going to vote. You had an opportunity right in front of you to choose the candidate you want to get behind them, help boost that name. You had an opportunity. And if nobody wanted that candidate, if nobody liked that candidate enough to boost them up, it is what it is, friend. Now we have to vote strategically. And if you don't know how to play this game, don't fucking play it at all. But also, don't start running your mouth and pushing lies, okay? America, we are in the pits of hell. We are where we never thought we could be. There are so many Americans out there dumbfounded, just dumbfounded at where we sit today because they're watching all of this happen and they never thought, I thought our checks and balances would save us. Oh, really? Even though we warned you that if we lost all three branches, there would be no checks and no balances? A major failing on the part of politics in America is happening right now. Right now, you're seeing the biggest failure, the thing nobody thought would happen. A moral failing when all three branches of government are controlled by immoral sociopaths. That's what's happening. So, America, thanks for venting with me. Make sure you're registered to vote because from what I hear, they're messing with the polls already, or they're messing with the voter rolls already. Make sure that you're registered to vote. Check weekly if you have to. The primaries are coming up. Get involved. You can't complain about the candidate that won on the primary if you didn't do anything to help the other one win. Okay? This is your opportunity, America, to put the most progressive person on that ballot. The one who's going to tell Donald Trump, fuck you, no more dollars to Israel. No. And if you don't listen to us, we're coming for you in the courts. And if the courts don't follow the Constitution, we'll fucking impeach you. That's what we need. And if you want that, you've got to get out and vote for it. And that happens in the primaries, friends. Okay, I'm going to go because this is just getting louder and louder. but I didn't want to leave you with nothing, and I missed you, and we needed episode 42 to come out. So, the weekend approaches. Do something good for mankind. Work a soup kitchen. Volunteer at the food pantry. Do something good for your neighbors, please. It will make you feel good, but also people need you right now in the saddest time in American history. Do something good.